Welcome to this video on me exploring the Barebow class in the National Field Archery Society over here in the UK. I wanted to produce this because there's a bit of confusion about what is allowable in the class, and I think this comes from there being multiple societies out there with similar name shooting styles or shooting classes. So this is a bit of a myth buster and misquotes clarification. This is an extract from the National Field Archery Society's 2020 rulebook. Now there's probably a new one coming out, but this is the rules by which the Barebow class is defined. So let's look at part of these rules. First off, a bow of any draw weight but not a compound bow or crossbow may be used. Now this is important to remember because there is another class called bow hunter in National Field Archery, and that class uses a compound bow. Again, that class, the compound version, doesn't have any sights, and sometimes Barebow and bow hunter are confused because of that. So the next aspect is about anchor point, and this is anchor point onto your face, and that must be the same every single shot. You can't change your anchor position between shots, and your index finger must be touching the nock when at full draw. Now this means that there is no face walking or string walking that's allowed in Barebow. Neither are they allowed to have any draw checks like clickers fitted onto your bow. If you're wanting to shoot with a clicker, if you want to do face walking, then you've actually got to shoot under the freestyle class. So the next rule is about overdraw, and this came about a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, and it sounds a little confusing, but effectively it means that the arrows can't be overly short, although the rest can't be set further back. The advantage of a shorter arrow is it's a stiffer arrow, there's less weight in flight. So this rule was brought in so that people weren't shooting very short arrows or shortened arrows and having the overdraw or, as I said, set too far back. So now we're going to explore some of the myths and misquotes. There's a rule, or people quote, that you must shoot 3 fingers and not a split fingers when you're shooting in the Barebow class. Split fingers sometimes called Mediterranean loose. That's busted and is wrong. There is no restriction on an archer's loose in Barebow, so you can shoot 3 fingers under or split fingers. Many Barebow archers prefer to shoot 3 fingers under, but there isn't a restriction under the rules. So the next one is that arrows can't have feather fletchings and that they must be plastic fletchings or vanes. Again, this is incorrect. There is no restriction in the rules on arrow construction. This means you can quite happily have feather fletchings or plastic fletchings. Most Barebow archers I know will prefer to use plastic so they're more consistent in poor weather conditions. So we've been talking about arrow constructions. One thing that gets said quite often is Barebow, you've got to use aluminium or carbon arrows, and you can't use wooden or natural materials in the class. Again, I said there's no restrictions on arrow styles, so this is another one that's misquoted and busted. There's no restrictions, so you can shoot wooden arrows, carbon fiber, aluminium arrows. Generally though, most Barebow archers will shoot carbon shafts, as they offer a consistency and durability above aluminum from our American listeners, and they also offer a better performance generally because of their weight. But there are no restrictions on the type of arrow that is used, so you can use a wooden arrow if you want, and there have been people in the past who have shot Barebow with wooden arrows, simply because they want to shoot 3 fingers under, and they like shooting wooden arrows, and they want to have a stabilizer on their bow. So I hope that's going to have been useful. Let me know if it is. You can find my website offthearrowshelf.com. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and I also create podcasts, which you can find on Spotify, all from Off the Arrow Shelf. Thank you.